A massive scandal for Binance could be coming up very soon, and here's why. Take a look at this from Reuters. Crypto giant Binance processed almost $346 million in Bitcoin for the BitLazo digital currency exchange. Now, if you didn't remember, the owner of the BitLazo cryptocurrency exchange recently got arrested in Miami, and he was Russian, and as it says here from Reuters, whose founder was arrested by U.S. authorities last week for allegedly running a money laundering engine, blockchain data seen by Reuters show. Now, why is this a big deal for Binance? Well, it could mean that the U.S. authorities could be coming after Binance next. Now, we already know that CZ, Changpeng Zhao, the founder and CEO of Binance, resides in Dubai, so he doesn't get arrested. And we know governments around the world do not like Binance. Why don't they like Binance? Because Binance is extremely powerful, and they know CZ is one of the richest people in the world. It's just not on the Forbes list. He's one of those guys. But anyways, yeah, at the same time, the U.S. authorities could come after Binance for this, but what are they really going to be able to do? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And they definitely want to get Binance. And this could be a good reason for them to go for them because they're trying to find any reason. And now they got, it's money laundering and a bunch of other stuff. So pretty interesting. And it's also very interesting how the Russian founder gets arrested by the U.S. authorities, Little interesting there. But yeah, we're going to move on to our next story. Once again, Binance, from Emily here, Binance has acknowledged an error that means it currently keeps reserves for almost half of its 94 Binance Peg tokens, worth over $539 million, mixed up with customer funds inside a $16.5 billion exchange wallet. Now, this is absolutely ridiculous because it's showing that keeps its reserves for almost half of its 94 Binance Peg tokens. This is not good at all. Now we're going to continue the story. Binance 8 contains considerably more tokens than it needs for the amount of B tokens issued. Chain.org's first spotted the problem for B tokens of DAI, which is a stablecoin, TUSD, USDP, and AAVE. But on a closer look, 41 out of the 94 B tokens all use Binance 8. B tokens are supposed to be backed one-to-one by locked reserves of the coins they're based on, and reserves should be stored in dedicated wallets to keep them separate from customer exchange funds, according to the process. So, basically what's going on is the customer funds and Binance reserves are getting mixed. And we know there's a lot of shady stuff going on at really a lot of these crypto exchanges. How much of this money is real? What is it being backed by? Is it all just made up? And yeah, we know there's been a lot of Binance FUD this bear market too. So it's pretty interesting to see how this is all playing out. And take a look at this. Showing the shared wallet, more than 539 billion B tokens affected by Binance's mixing of collateral and exchange customer funds, as shown right here. I think Binance will probably be fine, but at the same time, what we saw with FTX earlier in 2022, absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, now let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin today did not really move too much. Stock market didn't really have that good of a day either. Had an okay day. It's sitting at 4K right now, so can't really complain. Not too much happening over here. Now take a look at this. To our next story, prosecutor sees $50 million from Sam Bankman-Fried at Farmington State. Now, this is pretty interesting because Sam Bankman-Fried just a couple months ago was saying he only had $100K, and now they just took $50 million from him, and I guarantee you he has more money than that. You have to remember, FTX was profiting over 8 figures a day, so this guy's loaded. Take a look at this here next story. EU to require banks to hold a euro of own capital for every euro they hold in crypto. So basically what they're saying is they want the euro, they want it fully back. Now, the euro is probably the biggest Ponzi scheme ever. If you think the dollar is a Ponzi, I'm not going to go into it, but the euro is a giant Ponzi. Peter McCormick's What Bitcoin Did has a bunch of great episodes talking about the euro dollar and how it's literally the biggest scheme ever. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff coming out of Europe, per usual. And take a look at this. Today, if you didn't know, I should have touched on this before, but the New York Stock Exchange stocks had been halted for a technical issue. Now, this is one of the downfalls of the stock market, the fact that, it's regulated by the government and everything. And shit like this does happen. We saw it back in early 2021, what happened with the whole AMC thing and all of that and the hedge funds. Remember, when you're playing the stock market, you're playing a very manipulated game. That's one of the best parts about Bitcoin and crypto is, yeah, it's manipulated by people to a degree, but it's not like a guy can just push a button, boom, Bitcoin's off. Yeah, guys, to our next story, take a look at this. UK Treasury to hire CBDC head to lead development of a digital pound. Yeah, guys, CBDCs are coming whether you like it or not. So, yeah, I'm going to take a look at this once again about CBDCs. Saudi Arabia central bank launches a CBDC experiment. Every single country will be launching a CBDC. It doesn't make sense for them not to. And personally, you guys already know my answer. I don't fuck with CBDCs. It's just another privacy invading tool. Most of the population doesn't understand it probably. They're like, oh, it's just a CBDC. You know, the problem with the CBDC is literally they're going to be able to just turn off your money like that. Boom. If you do something wrong, if your social credit score gets down low enough, they'll turn off their CBDC. Turn off your money. And take a look at this to our final story of the day. Microsoft reports $52.7 billion in revenue for quarter 4 2022, missing expectations. Wow. $52 billion missing expectations. Now, we know Microsoft just recently gotten a big deal with OpenAI, so they're making a ton of moves over there. And yeah, guys, that's all we got really for today's video. Make sure to go follow me on my socials. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, and go follow me on my Twitter. And thank you for watching.